when I found out I had Lyme disease, I kind of ghosted her, but I kind of ghosted everybody. She still heard about it, and it comes up in arguments here and there.
How's your Lyme disease? Are you good?
Yeah, I had to take antibiotics for like a month.
Okay, so you're not about to like turn into a giant tick like the Fly movie.
No.
Okay, well that's good. Hey, what's your name?
Joe.
How be it going, Joe?
It's not bad. I've been trying to call you for probably like a week now, and this is probably like my 600th call, so I'm pretty excited.
Have we ever spoken before?
We have not, but I watch your streams every day when I'm at work. My buddy has YouTube Premium, so I just darken my phone and I just listen to you while I work.
Cool, man. Thank you for indulging in my bullshit. I'm sincerely honored by that. When you listen to the show and you think, oh, if I were on the Gecko show, this is what I would talk about. What do you think you would talk about?
Well, I have three things I wanted to talk to you about. One pertaining you, one pertaining my life, and then one just a general question.
I thank you for laying that all out for me. Can I choose the order in which we do them?
For sure, man. It's your show.
Let's start with the general question.
Okay. How do you feel about baths?
BATH or BATS?
BATH.
How do I feel about baths? I like baths. Well, here's the thing. I don't, baths are like a whole thing to fill them up and feels weird. Kind of like, I don't like the silence of baths. Like, I'm a big, huge, every time, sit down in the shower. I love sitting down in the shower. I don't take baths, but I sit down in that shower every single time I'm in the shower. And a bath is kind of like sitting down in the shower, except it's too static of an experience, right? Like the sound and the feeling of the water coming from above is an important element of my relaxation. So I'm not personally a big bath guy, but I get it. What about you? How do you feel about baths? I feel like there had to have been a reason why you asked this question, and I'm curious what that reason might be.
Yeah, I partake in them sometimes after a long day at work. I do housekeeping, and I also am a cashier, so I have two jobs. So every now and then I like to take a nice warm hot bath and maybe even put some bath salts in there and just relax after a long day, you know?
Cool. All right, you know what? You've inspired me. Next time I'm going to try a bath at sometime soon based on your recommendation.
Hell yeah, brother.
All right, now let's do your life and then we can go to me.
Okay. So basically a couple months ago, right before, I want to say summer of this year, I got really sick at work and I felt like fainting and stuff all the time, and I had hot sweats and I was in confusion and stuff, and I just wasn't understanding it. And it turns out I got Lyme disease because I mow lawns and stuff a lot and do landscaping in the summer, and I didn't even know that I had it. And me and my girlfriend are long distance. She lives in New Jersey and I live in New York. And so when I found out I had Lyme disease, I kind of ghosted her, but I kind of ghosted everybody just for that, I want to say probably month and a half period of time where I had to get antibiotics and, get treated for everything. And I just didn't know how to handle everything. So I kind of ghosted everybody. And she got really upset with me because I hurt her by that, and I know you don't really like giving relationship advice like that, but I just wanted to turn to you because she still heard about it and it comes up in arguments here and there, but we still want to make things work and I really care for her. So amongst, going to see her and putting more efforts in, is there any advice you can give me on trying to be better or do things differently?
Well, first I'm curious, why did you ghost everyone? I would think if that seems like something you'd want like support with. So I guess I want to know why you ghosted everyone.
Well, my whole life, I've kind of just been used to ghosting people when stuff happens because I had a really traumatic childhood where a lot of people weren't there for me that should have been.
Sure.
And I definitely know that it's wrong, and it's not something that I should have done and that it hurts people. But I really didn't even know how to understand how I was feeling myself, especially because I was told if I would have waited very much longer, it could have been a lot worse. So,
Well, forget about the value judgments of like saying like I know it's bad. Like why do you think you do it?
I think it all stems back to childhood, to be honest.
But then I guess even if that's true, what is the belief that you're like subconsciously holding on to as an adult that is influencing your decision to like ghost everyone?
I kind of think it just goes back to, being by myself and knowing that if I could come to terms with whatever's going on by myself, then maybe I'd be more open to being around everyone more. But especially when I don't understand things or things are very traumatic, I kind of just tend to shut down and isolate, and I try to do things that make me happy, even if they're momentarily happy things like playing video games or, and just not contacting anybody.
So is it just you're not contacting anybody because you don't want to be? I'm still trying to understand why. This is just you just rather be alone.
Maybe in a way, it's getting my mind off of things and not having to talk about whatever situation is going on, especially if I'm doing something else like playing video games or smoking weed or just doing something alone. Maybe it's just the fact that I'm getting my mind off of those things without other people and being reminded of whatever situation, especially traumatic, that's going on.
Are you associating other people? Are you associating just like if I'm around other people, they're gonna want to know what's going on with me, and I'm gonna have to keep fucking talking about it, and I don't feel like doing that?
Definitely at times, yeah. I'd probably say 60 to 70% of the time, yeah, that's mostly the case.
Interesting. So your girlfriend is mad at you?
Not so much anymore. She's still pretty hurt about it, but she's like, I'm always trying to understand why you did it, but it's kind of hard to understand because I'm not you, and I'm like, just know that I didn't do it with the intentions of hurting you or hurting anyone. I just did it because I really didn't know how to deal with it myself, and it was a very hard time for me,
Yeah, okay, I mean, it sounds like you're articulating your feelings in an honest way and not like so I guess I mean that's really all you can do, I think.
Yeah.
Well, how long ago was this?
Probably right before summer, so like mid-spring of this year.
Okay, and are you guys like cool? Like, how are you guys doing now?
We have arguments here and there, and especially when that comes up during the argument, but I try to move past it, and I tell her that I'm gonna like fix everything and make everything the way it should be, but we have to let time play out with that part because that's another important thing that's linked to all of this is just time, especially when you're trying to grow and love somebody and, be connected together.
How's your Lyme disease? Are you good?
Yeah, I had to take antibiotics for like a month. They said it's always going to probably like be in my system and stuff, but they're a lot better with the antibiotics to put it into remission to where it'll never like relapse or anything would ever come back up with it again.
Okay, so you're not about to like turn into a giant tick like the Fly movie.
No.
Okay, well that's good.
I still can't believe I'm talking to you, bro. It's so crazy.
How old are you? I'm just curious.
I'm gonna be 27 in March.
Cool, very cool. And how long you been with the Jersey lady?
November 20th, I'm going to see her, but November 11th, it'll be 2 years.
Okay. That's quite a. It's. I have to say, it was really. I didn't say anything at the time, but it was really funny when you said you were in a long distance relationship. I was like, oh, he's like, there's a lady who lives in like Europe or something, and you were like, I live in New York. She lives in New Jersey.
Well, another thing a lot of people tend to, I guess you would say, like, misunderstand is when you say New York a lot of the time, people just think of the city, but I'm
Yeah, no,
actually from
you
like,
live in like Albany or some shit, and she lives in like Jersey, like
I actually
South
live near
Jersey.
Syracuse, bro. I'm
Okay.
so sad I didn't get to your show, bro.
That actually no, that actually genuinely is a long term, long distance relationship. Where'd you meet this your girlfriend?
A dating app?
Was it Field?
No, I think it was like Badoo or something like that.
Badoo. Oh yeah, I remember Badoo. Okay. So she's. I mean, huh. Okay. Well. I don't want to move on. I was gonna say, I know you had a thing you wanted to ask me, but I don't know if we've talked all about the things you wanted to talk about regarding you. I don't know if there was any other angles to this you wanted to explore.
I kind of just, like I said, I know you hate giving relationship advice because
I just
you know,
hate
who loves,
myself a
who
little
loves.
bit. I'm happy to talk through stuff with you though.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, other than time, what else do you think I should do? Just keep putting all my efforts as much as I can in, like I am, and just wait it out?
Wait, what out?
Just getting stronger in the relationship and hopefully moving past all of this stuff so it doesn't come up all the time, especially when we're arguing.
I mean, look, you've expressed yourself on what happened with you know, when you got diagnosed with Lyme disease, and you kind of expressed that you have this like defense mechanism that you're trying to understand as to why you do that. You sound like you listened to what she had to say and you're actioning upon it. Yeah, what else is there? I mean, you care. What else is there?
Right. So that's kind of how I feel. I feel like I just kind of got to keep doing everything that I can do to be a better person and man, you know, and especially better in the relationship, and then wait for time to run its course with everything, you know.
Okay, are you happy? Not to fucking be a fuck. Are you happy in this relationship?
Yeah, she's actually a lot different from anybody I've ever been with. I know it
Very
sounds
cool.
corny and
No, go ahead.
posh, but you know, it's just I've never been this invested in someone. I would say, you know.
Does that feel? Are you excited about being invested in this person?
Yes, 100%.
That's a great answer. That's the right answer. That's a tricky thing, though. It's such a tricky thing being invested in like that, because you leave yourself. It's the kind of the contradiction of love, I guess, is you leave yourself open to hurt by being so invested in another person. But I don't. There's probably been I want to say at least 100,000 songs that are written about that subject, and so that investment and that hurt are just kind of, it sounds to be, natural parts of life.
Yeah, and another way I like to think about it, you know, is it does suck leaving yourself so vulnerable, especially putting your all into someone. But, you know, I mean, other than love on this planet and money and success, what else do we really have other than love? Especially when it comes to friendships, relationships, connections with people. I mean, it all kind of just boils down to caring, you know?
Money, success, tropical Mike and Ikes. They're always coming up with new flavors of Mike and Ikes. What was the thing about me that you wanted to ask?
Do you care if I put you on speaker for a second? Because it was pertaining to one of the videos on your channel, and I've always been curious on what the lore behind it is.
I'm really terrified about this, but go ahead.
Okay, I probably don't even have to put you on speaker and go to the channel, but there's a video on your channel. It's probably about 12 to 14 seconds.
Okay.
And it was taken about...
Oh, it's the one where I'm running down the side of the highway in Utah, and I'm screaming.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I wish I had a cool story behind that. I just kind of thought it would be funny.
Really?
Well, you want to hear a really crazy story, or not? It's not a story, but it's just a thing. I used to make, that used to just be a genre of video that I did. I made like the first back in like 20. This is the kind of the actual origin story of Therapy Gecko is like in 2018. This is the reason why I'm a gecko. In like 2018, I made this video called "I Am in Love with Clara," or it is something like that. I don't know what the name of the video is on my channel, but if you search Clara, it's probably on there. And it's just this video where I'm like wet, I'm like drenched in, I'm like soaking wet, and I'm running down the streets of Philadelphia screaming about how I'm in love with a woman named Clara, but she's getting married to another guy in my bathroom and she's kicked me out, and all my friends are going to the wedding, and I'm just trying to create a nightmare situation, and I'm just running down the street screaming. And I made like 3 of those other videos where I was just like had a weird melodramatic love story that I was running down the streets soaked in water yelling. I was just making those kinds of videos, and one of them I made was me running down the streets in a lizard costume. I don't know why I came up with this idea, but the idea was that I was like escaping from a terrarium, and I was running down the streets of the neighborhood, and that's the reason that there's the reason I had the gecko costume. And then when the pandemic happened, I started streaming, and I just had the costume, and so that's kind of where like Therapy Gecko came. So yeah, the genre of...
I've only ever seen the one of... Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Well, the genre basically very extreme, just in a very like butterfly effect way. That 14-second video of me running down the streets screaming is part of the extended lore as to how I became the Therapy Gecko in an indirect way.
Yeah, that's so odd, because the only one I had stumbled upon was the one of you running down the highway. But maybe I'll have to go back into your channel.
What's it called? Yeah, sure. If you go on you said you wanted to put me on speaker. I assume that meant because you were just in my YouTube channel.
I was gonna, but I didn't do it. If you want me to go look for a second,
you know what? Don't. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it right now. You don't have to do it right now. But well, let me see if it's on there still. Yeah, yes. If you search Clara, it's on there.
Oh
yeah.
hell.
Whatever. I don't know why these. I feel these. They're funny. Whatever. They're funny. They're funny. What were you going to say?
I seen your stand-up, part of your stand-up skit from quite a few years ago, where you were like, "I hate when people take psychedelics and they say that it made me smarter and made me a different person." He's like, "You're just taking drugs."
Yeah, I was trying to be George Carlin when I was 17.
It was funny though, dude.
Thanks, man. Yeah,
I think that if you never pursued Therapy Gecko, eventually stand up would pop for you. You definitely would hit it on the head.
Well, thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's so weird because, yeah, I did stand up for 6 years before I did the Gecko, and I quit because I didn't. It was just too hard. And now I'm like headline, and then I went to Syracuse and headlined to the fucking Syracuse Funny Bone. But I am not a stand-up comedian. But I do stand up east. I feel like I did a very weird roundabout fulfillment of my dreams.
It's so funny when you talked about, you were talking with a caller, I think. She said she went to your Syracuse show, and you're like, I don't know how you guys live out there. There's absolutely nothing to do. The funnest thing I did was smoke a bowl in the mall parking lot, and a guy gave me a Gecko bowl.
Dude, that was a great night. That was in Albany. Yeah. That was awesome. Yeah, I smoked weed in the club booked an opener, and he was a really cool guy. And I sat in his car and we smoked weed together. It was a really fun time. It was a good time. We smoked it out of a
Upper New York,
bowl.
There's nothing here.
Yeah, but you know what? But you know. But life is creating your own adventures. So if you really want to have a crazy time in Syracuse, you can figure out a way to do it.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of nature up here. I'm sure I don't know how much you got out when you came up, but there's definitely a lot of places to hike and natural stuff you can see.
Most of the time I spent was in the radius of that mall parking lot that the comedy club is attached to. Which, by the way, is a sick mall. They've got go-karts. Yeah, the Destiny Mall. It's sick. They've got go-karts, man. In the fucking mall, dude.
My girlfriend knows when she came up, but she's like, I'm kind of nervous. I'm like, come on.
Well, what's your name again?
Joe.
Joe, okay, we did your general question, we did you, and we did me. Do you feel satisfied?
I do feel pretty satisfied, Lyle. It's always been
Good.
kind of a dream to talk to you, whether I'm on the show
Joe.
or not, because I was thinking
Joe.
about that before, whether or not this would get posted. And I really don't care as long as I was able to talk to you. That was kind of my only goal.
Thanks, Joe. I'm very honored that you want to talk to me. I'm gonna try to not end this sentence by saying something self-deprecating. So thank you, Joe.
For sure.
Is there anything else you want to say to the people at the computer before we go?
Yeah, I kind of got a riddle for you, and everybody watched.
This guy had 3 topics. This guy had a general question, something for me, and something with him. And little did we know that the whole fucking time, he also had a riddle in his back pocket. This crazy fucking caller. Tell me your riddle.
Well, there's no real answer to the riddle. It all depends on what you feel like your answer would be. It's a personalized riddle.
Mm-hmm.
But if you stand for something, what would you fall for?
This is the Eminem quote, right? If you don't stand for anything, if you don't stand for something, you fall for anything.
No, it's not an Eminem quote.
You have to tell it to me right now. I refuse to do any more guesses.
He could have said something.
I'm done with guesses. I need the answer to this riddle right now.
What would you fall for, Lyle?
I will hang up on you if you don't tell me the answer to this riddle.
I can tell you what I would fall for. Do you want to know?
Do I want to know?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me, Joe.
I would fall for probably the best life that I can get with a nice family and, everything taken care of, no bills, everything comfortable, and just the life anybody would want to live.
What the fuck kind of riddle was that?
I told you it's personalized. It all depends on what you would stand for and what you would fall for.
That wasn't a riddle. That was just like a... I don't know what that was, Joe. What was that?
Well, what defines a riddle? Words are just words. You can make them mean anything.
You know, that was a very riddly thing of you to say. So I'm going to count that as your riddle. That was a very riddly
There you go.
thing. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you, Joe, and good luck with your crazy life and your long distance
You too,
New
Lyle.
York
And
New
if you ever
Jersey
come to
relationship.
Syracuse again, I hope to see you.
Yeah, we can
So.
fucking do bumper cars. I mean, not the bumper cars, the go-karts. Oh, if they had bumper
Dude,
cars, I'd
I'd
be
pay for
moving
that
to
shit all the
Syracuse.
way.
All right, take care,
I'd
Joe.
pay for that shit all the way. Take care, Lyle.
That was the worst riddle I've ever heard in my entire life. What is that? Hold on, I gotta respond. I gotta think about it again. If you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. That's just like an Andy Kaufman. Is he doing? If you don't stand for something, if you don't stand for anything, what would you fall for? I would fall for a good life and kids and. That was an acid trip of a riddle right there. You know what? That actually, if the point of a riddle is to confuse and to shock, well, I don't know if that shocked me. I mean, actually, no, it shocked me a little bit. If the point of a riddle is to confuse and shock, then that was a good riddle.
Hello?
Hi, what's your name?
Mogwai.
Mogwai. What's up, Mogwai? How you doing?
Correct. Chilling. It's my first time getting on the stream.
Very cool. Very good. Very good. Where you calling from?
I'm calling from Canada.
Ah, yeah, I was just in Canada.
Toronto.
I was
From
just
the
in
six.
Toronto. Toronto's a great town, dude.
What?
Yeah, I was just there. You didn't know I was there?
No, which is crazy because I listen to all the pods, so...
What, you listen?
I'm
It's
a
so
little-
crazy. How do people... yeah, I just did 2 shows there, man. You should have came. It was fun. They were good shows. They're fun.
I'm actually kind of shaking my head that I missed that. I always say to myself, if you're ever here, I was going to pull up.
That's how did you not know I was there? Yeah, I was there. Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, I'm probably never coming back. That's not true. I'll come back, but it'll be at least a year.
Oh, man. I was gonna say, don't say that. You're breaking my heart right now, man.
No. I'll come back, but it's gonna be at least a year. But I mean, well, anyway, look, we're on the look. Despite all that, we are on the phone with each other right now. So let's take advantage of this.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
What do you want to talk about, man?
Man, I have so much I want to talk to you about, but can I tell you a quick story first?
Well, I guess sure, yeah.
All right, this one's a little graphic, but I've been wanting to share this story with the world for a long time. So basically, to preface, it's about how one time I nutted blood, and I didn't really get any answers as to why it happened. It just happened.
Fucking Christ. Okay. What more to the story is there than just that one simple sentence?
Like the way that it happened was traumatic. Basically, I was with my ex-partner and, we were getting into it or whatever. And like when I'd pulled out and I looked down, it was a different color. So I was like, well, what the fuck? And, like we turned the lights on and it was blood. And then I went to my doctor and the doctors, they did their thing and they looked and I was like, am I going to die? Like, do I have to get my junk cut off? And they were just like, no, but we also don't know why it happened. And I don't know. I'm a little traumatized ever since then. That happened like 5 years ago, maybe. And I just never got any answers, and then it never happened again.
Well, now you know what it's like to be a woman. You know, you have blood coming out of your
I guess, yeah,
out of your hole. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on in the human body. There's a lot of holes and a lot of pipes and tubes running around, and sometimes the tubes just get tied up. Sometimes the blood tube makes its way into the cum tube. That's my medical analysis.
Sometimes it goes down the wrong pipe, right?
You said you had a whole bunch of things you wanted to talk about. What are some other ones?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. My life has just been, if you know those ones where your life just feels like it's like.
Do me a favor, brother. Are you outside?
Yeah, I just have to run outside real quick.
Go. Can you go inside?
Yeah. Is this better?
Yes. Okay. What were you saying?
Okay, perfect. Yeah, sorry. It is, you know those ones where, like your life feels like it's like kind of just falling apart.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like it's like that right now. You know, like they say like bad things happen in threes and stuff like that, and like I feel like I'm waiting for the third bad thing to happen. Like just last week, a week ago today, my car died. Like it just died. It's done. I had to scrap it. And then what else? What happened before that? Oh, and then no, after that. So my car dies last Friday, and then I hurt my back. Like I really like messed up my back on the weekend, like last weekend on Saturday, and like I messed it up so bad that like I haven't been able to work for the whole week. And then I've just been at home laying on my back, like just dying, just kind of like reflecting on my life. Like this is where I am right now, which like
Okay.
it's not a bad place to be, but like, you know, I feel like it just set me back.
What have you learned anything from these reflections as you've been out of commission?
But I feel like kind of, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I feel like maybe I've been dwelling a little bit, but it feels like everything that's happened right now has just kind of been out of my control, but it's ultimately just put me in like, I don't know, just like a really rough spot, I guess. So like, I don't really know what to necessarily take away from that other than life can be a bitch sometimes. And I guess maybe just roll with the punches as best as you can. I don't know.
Sure, that's a good analysis, I suppose. Before we continue or before we go, I want to listen. You sound like a nice guy. I want to make sure that this being on the phone with me today has been of any kind of positive benefit to you. And so I ask you, is there anything that you kind of, I guess, wanted out of this phone call that I can do for you?
I'll be honest with you, man. Honestly, like I've called in a bunch of times, and you know, I've always hit the little voicemail thing saying the line's busy. So just kind of being able to, you know, get in on the stream and be able to chop it up with you a little bit. That's been really cool.
Cool, man.
So, like, I don't know if I took anything away with that. It would just be like I just had a good little chat with the Gecko.
If it makes you feel any better, I was scratching my asshole today, and there was some blood, which was concerning.
Oh, man, you're coming out of a different hole.
Yeah, but I'll say this though, and because I really think that you're an American hero, because I've had a bloody asshole many times throughout my life. There's a word for it. You guys can look this up if you have nothing else to do. It's called an anal fissure.
Oh shit.
Yeah, an anal fissure. It's when you get like a little cut in your asshole, and that's why it bleeds. But no, I'd much rather have a bloody asshole than a bloody dick hole. If I had a bloody dick hole, I'd be mortified. So I think you're an American hero because here's why. The reason I say you're an American hero is because cosmically, I really believe that coming blood is something that had to have happened at least once to someone, right? Like, so it was multiple people's divine destiny to come blood. And I think that those people were kind of selected at random by the universe, and you happen to be one of them. And so the fact that you came blood, the fact that not that you volunteered to do it, but you know, it was noble of you to take on that helm of the person who came blood, of the inevitable person to come blood. Even if you didn't sign up to do it, I still think it was it's a noble cross to bear, and so I commend you for that.
Can I share something else about that same topic that I meant to share, but I forgot? It's just I'm releasing the trauma right now on the stream.
Okay. Well, yeah.
So
what was it?
After all that happened, and I went to the doctors, and like they looked at it, they sent me to like a specialist, And this is the part that's actually like all my male listeners, yo, guys, plug your ears for a second. They stuck a camera down my dick hole.
Yeah. That's a thing. That's a whole thing.
That one's messed up, man. That one had me messed up. I needed to like let it out somewhere. And I always said if I ever got on the stream, I'm telling the world.
It's the dick hole selfie.
It literally is the dick hole selfie, but they never sent me the picture that they took.
They never sent you the picture.
So I'll never know what it looks like. Nah,
they never sent you the picture. Is it like Disney World where you have to pay for it and they send it to you in a frame?
Well, I don't know. Like our healthcare out here is free, but just because it's free doesn't mean it's good.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I would think in Canada they send you home with a little keychain with the picture of the inside of your dick hole on it. They put it in like a custom snow globe or something.
Yeah, like I'd like a little keychain that would say like I survived the dick hole selfie or something. Like they didn't give me any anesthetics or like meds. They just raw dogged my dick.
Wait, they didn't give you anesthetics? They just shoved that motherfucker in?
Yeah, well they put like this like freezing gel in, like kind of like a freezing gel like that they use at the dentist.
Oh my God.
So, like, it didn't really do anything, and if I'm being real with you, Gek, it kind of hurt when they put that in.
Jesus Christ! Fuck! I thought they put you under or something.
No, well, that's what I thought too. And so they told me when they did the dick hole selfie, they're like, you can't tense up at all. Like you can't flex your muscles. You can't clench your jaw, because if you do that, then it'll make your dick hole tense up as well, and they'll have to like push through it. So like the whole time I was there, like they're trying to tell me like, yo, imagine you're on like a tropical island and you're on a vacation, and I was like, how am I gonna do that, man? Like put me under, please.
Well, I hope that making everyone listening to this feel worse made you feel better. I really mean that.
Isn't that like the rule of the internet, or one of the rules of the internet? Like, if I saw it, you have to see it too, or something. Like,
that's fair.
I'm just abiding by the law, man. You know.
No, that's fair. If I had to have a stick shoved in my dick hole, I would want to share that pain with other people too. Yeah, well, it was just part of releasing the trauma. Is there anything else you want to say to the people at the computer before we go?
The only thing I want to say to you guys before I go is, don't cum blood. Don't do it. Not recommended.
Have a good night.
You as well. Bye, Gek.
That's what I realized. I meant that. It had to have been somebody. Every horrible thing, every horrible scenario. There's a word for this. Does anyone know what there's like, if it is possible to happen, it will happen. What the fuck is there's a phrase for like anything that can happen will happen. Oh, please leave it in the comments if you know this phrase. But there's a phrase. Like, maybe the chat. Let me look at the Murphy's Law. Yes, Murphy's Law. It's the Murphy's Law. So, Murphy's Law. If it is possible for one to bleed out of one's dick hole, it will happen to somebody. So, whatever horrible thing has ever happened to you in your life, just know eventually it had to happen to someone. It's unfortunate, sure, that it happened to you, but take a little pride in it. You know, it had to happen to, even if you didn't volunteer for whatever horrible thing happens to you, it had to happen to, someone had to do it. It's like cleaning toilets, you know? Even if it's not the job you wanted, it's noble. It's a noble thing to do. It has to be done. So that's why I think this guy's a hero for coming blood out of his dick. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, what is your name?
Fatima?
Fatima. What's up, Fatima?
Nothing much. What's up with you?
That's something you would say to a kid on the playground if you're trying to make him feel bad. You say you got a fatty ma. You got a fat mom.
Oh.
Sorry for saying that.
It's okay. I've heard worse.
Is there anything in particular you wanted to talk about, Fatima?
Yeah, actually. I wanted to talk about how I'm like forced to move in and sleep with my grandma, like starting July of next year. and I really do not want to.
How old are you?
I'm 19. I'm about to be 20 like next week.
What do you mean you're being forced to sleep with your grandma?
So basically, my grandma has dementia, and I go over like every other week to go take care of her to see how she's doing. And my mom was telling me how her dementia is going to get worse soon, so it would be best if we move in with her, so we can just always keep an eye on her. And she doesn't have that many rooms to sleep in, so I'm forced to sleep on the same bed as my grandma until, I don't know, however long.
Wow. So she's sleeping and you're I guess I'm trying to make it all get the right photo. She's moving in with your family, or she was already there?
So she has her own house, like 30 minutes from where I live, or like my actual house. And so we're just having to move in at her house, because apparently she was going to originally move into our guest room because we had it just there and it would be easier for us. And we told my grandma about the idea, and my mom told me that she said that she'd rather die than move into the house. So I guess our only choice is to move into her house.
How big is her house?
It's 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. Well, I guess 2 bathrooms. Her room has a bathroom, and then it just has a kitchen and living room. But the thing about her...
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. The thing about her house is that it's like a connected home where it's rented to different people. So one side of the house has like a whole different family, but it's like disconnected. We can't really go through. And then there's like a whole different building where the upstairs, there's like a family living there. And then downstairs is where my mom and my mom's husband's going to live. And my brother's going to live in the other room, but I'm having to sleep in my grandma's room.
So you were the one who got stuck sleeping in the same room with your grandma?
Yeah.
And you're going to sleep in the same bed?
Yeah.
Why don't you just get an air mattress?
Her room isn't that big. Like, I feel like her room is more of like just one pathway you can go forward and then one pathway to go out of the door.
And then you guys are all sleep. You guys, how long are you guys gonna be with your grandma for?
I feel like probably till the rest of her life, honestly.
And then what's happening with your house?
So my mom wants to rent out the house to people, so we don't have to sell it, and we can just go back whenever, I think. That's the plan that she wants to do. I don't know if there's any other plan, but that's what she told me.
So what's going on with you, Fatima? Are you in school? Do you work?
Oh yeah. I am in school. Actually, my school is like pretty close to my grandma's house, but the thing about my work is that it's closer to my actual house.
Uh-huh.
So, I would just have to like move to a different work, and I guess that'll be pretty much it. I was thinking of dorming at my school, but I looked at the prices for dorms, and they're way, way too expensive for me.
Yeah. I guess this is kind of just like a situation you got to deal with until you can get on your feet enough to cobble together enough money to move out and like be independent.
Yeah. I feel like it's gonna be hard. I'm not really good at saving money either, so.
What do you spend money on?
Mainly on food, a lot of food. And clothes, and just like juices I'm probably not going to use.
Do you have a good what's your like actual relationship like with your grandma?
My grandma, honestly, she loves me, to be honest, and she keeps mentioning the fact, since she has dementia, she keeps mentioning the fact that I'm going to live at her house, and she keeps thinking I don't know. um, which I kind of like go with it. But I'm fine with my grandma. It's just the thing is that she told me a few months ago when I was taking care of her, she was like, oh, by the way, like, I haven't been going out lately and nobody really comes over, so I haven't showered in like 5 days.
Oh, no.
So, yeah.
Girl, you gotta shower if we're gonna be fucking sleeping in the bed together.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Fatima. Oh, man. What? Why don't you just like? Why don't you sleep in like your? Is it like less weird or horrible to sleep in the same room as your brother?
No, I've actually slept in the same room with my brother before. It's just the thing is that my uncle also lives with my grandma, and he's sleeping in that room. But it's a pretty big room, so it can fit like 2 beds. But I feel like that's it. It will only fit 2 beds.
Okay, so your grandma pretty much tells you the news that you guys are going to be sleeping together like multiple times in a row.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. To be honest,
is she excited? Is it like? Does she seem happy about it?
Honestly, I think so. Every time she tells me, she always smiles and is like, "Oh, did your mom tell you this already? Like, you're gonna be living here."
That's sweet.
She seems excited, and I feel so bad to say that I don't want to move in with her.
No, you know, like, you should. That's really nice, but I don't think you should feel bad. I don't think that many like 19-year-olds trying to fucking like move out and be like independent are stoked to.
Yeah.
I don't think you should feel bad about not being stoked to sleep in a bed with your grandma. I think that's a very understandable feeling not to beat yourself up about.
Oh, I'm glad about that part then.
What's the dream? What life are you gonna be fantasizing about while you're on your Sigma grind set in your grandma's bedroom?
I don't know. I've thought about a few places or like things to do. I think my first idea was to become a veterinarian. Cool. But that would require a lot of school and a lot of years of doing stuff. Other than that, I've also wanted to move to Canada in Vancouver. That's another idea, but I feel like the prices are a little bit higher than they are here. So that's another issue.
What's going on in Vancouver? Was it just like a city you were like, oh, that could be cool, or something specific?
Oh, so let me tell you the backstory. So basically, I was working, and I had these guests come up to me that were from Canada, and I work at a movie theater, so they were telling me how the sizes are, like, humongous. And then afterwards, we were, like, talking for a bit, and they were telling me how I should go to, like, Vancouver, Canada, because they said I would fit in. And they also said there's, like, a festival thing they have where they give out, like, free food and free concerts, and it's for everyone. And they have it once a year. So that was pretty cool. They probably have that here. I don't know, not that I know of, but it just seemed like, oh, like that's so cool if I were to live somewhere that had that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you sound like you want to do shit, you know?
Yeah.
It's a natural impulse to want to do shit. By the way, I think that if you have the impulse to want to do shit, I don't believe in manifestation in like a woo-woo, you put things out into the universe. I think the universe is pretty fucking indifferent to us. But like from a purely like mind connection point of view, I do think if you have it in your like gut that you want to do things, that like you eventually will, even if you're not doing it like right fucking now, even if you're in your grandma's room for a little bit, if that exists in your gut that you want to go out and do shit, I think that you eventually will.
Right. And I'm gonna keep that mindset while I'm over there at my grandma's house.
Yeah.
I'll remember
that's
you.
Cool. That's cool. Vancouver's a good place. It's got a lot of trees. What state are you in?
I'm in California.
Oh, okay. All right. That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about or say, or other aspects of this?
Yeah, I actually do. So I was actually gonna go to your live show on November 9th, but I was gonna wait until I get paid because I don't have any money. And I was checking out the tickets, and it was sold out.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Next time.
Yeah. I'll be back. I'll be back in 2026.
2026. Okay.
2026.
I'll save the date. I'll show up in my green frog onesie.
Bro, bring your grandma. Bring the whole family.
I'll bring my grandma.
Is there anything else you want to say to the people at the computer before we go?
Smoke. I love you guys. I love you, Geg. I love you, Lyle.
See ya.
That's it. Bye.
Bye, Fatima. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, what is your name?
Caitlin.
Caitlin. What's up, Caitlin? How you doing?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm actually doing okay. I'm actually feeling fairly locked in, and I'm excited and ready to talk to you about whatever it is that you wanted to talk about.
Okay. Now I'm all nervous. I didn't think I was.
No, don't be nervous. This is a low pressure situation. There's no. This is one of the least important things going on in America right now, or probably the world. This is probably one of the least important things going on in the entire world right now. So there's just no pressure whatsoever.
Okay. All right. So I kind of wanted to talk to you about, so I'm about to graduate from school, and the career field I'm trying to get into is like really competitive. So we're thinking about moving to just anywhere in America, and I'm bringing my boyfriend along with me. So I have moved across the country by myself before, but he has not. And I'm scared that he's going to not like where we move, or it's going to be harder to make friends with a significant other along with me.
Well, he's not moving across the country alone. He's moving across the country with you.
This is true. But then we both have to make friends independently. And I feel like it's a lot easier when you're by yourself making friends rather than when I don't know, he's trying to make friends. Well,
okay, first of all, where are you moving from and where are you going to?
So right now we're in Colorado, and it's looking like we're going to go to Chicago. Well, that's the goal,
cool.
To go to Chicago. But we could go to Kansas or somewhere random, wherever I can get a job, really.
Cool. Well, I mean, Chicago would be way better than Kansas if you're trying to interact with other human beings. Definitely more expensive, but it depends on, I guess, what you can hack. Okay, so your boyfriend, how old are you guys? Well, how old are you guys?
I'm old. I'm 29, and he is 30.
And you're an experienced mover across the. You sound I can kind of, the way you're talking about this sounds like you've confidently done things like this in your life before.
Yeah, so I moved from California to here by myself, and I didn't know anyone. And I was 24 when I did that. So I feel like I would be okay if I was moving by myself. But it's more scary to drag someone along with me in case he doesn't like it, or in case he.
Well, here's the good news: is you're actually not dragging him along with you. He's actually making his own independent decision to come with you, knowing the pros and the cons, weighing them, and choosing to go along with you because he wants to be with you. Maybe because he's open to new adventures and excitement in his life, and it is in fact his choice. You are not. Hopefully, you're not tying him up and throwing him in the trunk of your car and driving it to Kansas.
No, that wasn't the plan. But I would.
So I mean, from my perspective, I really wouldn't think of this like you two are how long you guys been together?
4 years.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, look, you two are in a partnership and trying to support each other, and you clearly give a fuck that he isn't miserable all the time.
Yeah.
But I mean, does he? Like, why are you nervous? Is he like socially not good?
No, not at all. But like, he has his family here, and I don't have any like real connections to here. But he's been here for like a lot longer than I have. And he has like all of his work friends and everything. So he'd be leaving like everyone that he's been with for like 10 years to go somewhere new. And I feel like if I hadn't like entered his life, he'd probably just stay here and be happy with.
No, but you can't. Yeah, but you really, this guy's making, you didn't coax him into it. He's making his own, decision.
Yeah, this is true.
And you're a good girlfriend to want to help him with this and like work together with him on this, and you guys are like building a life together. That's really awesome. But you know, I mean, at the end of the fucking day, this guy, he's got to summon the whatever the thing it takes to be like, all right, I'm gonna put myself out there in this way. I'm gonna maybe try going doing this. I'm gonna, you know, hey, you want to come with me to this? And that, you know, he's gotta. You can't be fully responsible for like his whether or not he has a good social life in this new city he's deciding to move to with you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't know if that resonates with you.
It does. Do you have any advice on how we can meet people and feel more like we have a community in a new place together?
Well, if you go to Kansas, you can wander around the Dick's Sporting Goods and see if you make any friends.
It's a good plan.
What do you guys like?
Music. Okay. I like to hike and be in nature and stuff.
Okay.
He's a graphic designer and he likes all that computer stuff.
Okay, bam. Okay, here. Join a hiking group. Bam. One and done. Go to small, intimate live music shows and talk to people. Bam. Join a fucking art graphic design co-working group or start one. Bam. 3 things. Probably can't do any of them in Kansas. Maybe. Sorry for shitting on. Sorry for shitting on Kansas. Maybe you can do that in Kansas, but.
No, I feel like you can shit on Kansas.
Yeah, but yeah, just do stuff. Start your own stuff. Just leave your house. Go on the internet. It's literally never ever been easier to like going to a new place and starting a life there. Has never been easier if you have some like. If you have the desire to fucking do it, you have to be willing to go out and put yourself out there and find communities and add to them somehow. But if you do that, you're gonna be fine wherever you go, especially a place like Chicago.
I know, that's very true.
Anything else?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, where do you think we go when we die? Do you think it's somewhere horrible?
No, I feel like I want to believe that we get like resurrected into our favorite animal.
What's your favorite animal?
A koala.
Would you want to be a koala?
Yeah, that'd be sick. You just sit in a tree, eat leaves.
They look really cute. Yeah, I went to Australia and I saw some of them, and Some of them were running around, and it was good. It was a good time to be one.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if if it might have been better to be other things than just a human. Humans are both blessed and burdened with our higher consciousness, and I guess you have to decide for yourself if it's a burden or a blessing.
But how do you know koalas don't have a higher consciousness just like us?
That they don't. We because you know why I know that? Because some guy at one point took a koala and just took a chainsaw and sawed him in half and looked at his brain like a lot, and then some other guy did the same thing with like a lot of people. Just took their bodies and sliced them up with a chainsaw and like looked at their brains. And they took each other's information, and they came to a scientific conclusion that koalas are dumber than human beings.
Wow. I don't know if that's right, but I'll take your word on it.
Is there anything else you want to say to the people at the computer before we go?
I don't think so. Thanks for talking to me.
Later, dude. Kansas. By the way, just if anyone's listening to this that lives in Kansas and you want to be like, no, we actually have a great live music scene, and no, we actually have lots of great nature in Kansas, I'm open to it. I'm open to. It benefits me in no way, shape, or form if Kansas is shitty. Well, where the fuck have I been in Kansas? Where the fuck even? Hold on, I'm going on Google Maps. I'm looking at Kansas. Where the hell's Kansas? I know I've been there. You know what's so stupid is that Kansas City isn't even in Kansas. What's the big city in Kansas? Topeka? Dude, there's Wichita. You know what? Look. Okay, I'm looking at Wichita, Kansas. They have an urban air trampoline and adventure park. They have a music venue. Okay, all right. You know what? Fine. Maybe you could. You know what? I bet if you really wanted to, you could live a nice life in Wichita, Kansas. I bet you could. I bet you could.
Therapy Gecko's on the line, taking your phone calls every night. Therapy Gecko's doing it right, he's teaching you how to live your life, but he's not